What's up, friends? We got Extinction Zero taking out Dhill Dragons here tonight. Two teams kind of fighting to, either hold on to that kind of top 8 in the case of Extinction Zero, or break into the top 8 in the case of the Dhill Dragons. So this week it's kind of been, hey, let's check in and see who's fighting for their lives, around those important cutoff marks. And of course, in Master Division, that's top 8. Top 8 will make postseason. And currently, Extinction Zero are holding that slot with a 5-3 record. Now, they are one game behind the majority of the rest of the division. Be 9 going into this. There should be 6 games remaining going into tonight. 3 this week, 3 next week. Extinction Zero 5-3. Dhill Dragons 4-5. Right now, it's get to 500. 5-5 is going to look a hell of a lot better than 4-6. Let's take a look at their schedule. Let's see. So yeah, this season has started to slip away from them a little bit. Dragons starting off 3-1. That's right. But I mean, to be fair, you've had to fight 4 really tough squads in your last 5 matches. Like, those are very difficult teams. Oasis pick here. Dhill Dragons getting first ban. We'll go ahead and stay on top of that ban. At least not miss that. Cassidy ban from the Dragons. This roster built from the core of, I believe, Chain's family from Season 4, but without Chain. I think that's right. It may, with How's Your Day, GP, and Hypno, and then Eevee coming in. Crumb coming in from Hive Mind Villains, if memory serves. I can't remember where Natakato played previously. This Extinction Zero squad played as SNV Esports in Season 4. And then had the addition of Sunnyside here in Season 5. And I mean, what a great addition has been. Now, I mean, a turnaround season where SNV Esports really struggled in Season 4. Extinction Zero sitting 5-3. Do have a game to make up. But, I mean, so far, so good. And if they pull out a win tonight and move to 6-3. Now, we were looking at their record, and we do see Extinction Zero has quite a difficult schedule in front of them. So, what I was starting to say about Dhill Dragons looking at the Extinction Zero schedule. Oh, Ewan's in this match too. I think it's just as important for Zero to pull out a dub here tonight as well. All right. We got that Cassidy band plugged in. We're getting invites loaded in, which means we've got our other band. What's our other band? It's going to be a Hazard band in from Extinction Zero. I love it when the music just ends, like, on the most perfect beat. That was just too cool. All right. Hey, you know what? If I'm not locked in, at least like fate has kind of lining up for us. A little serendipity. I'll take it. I'll take it. Are you feeling young and beautiful tonight? I don't know, Coach Woods. I don't know. Feeling a little bit more old and decrepit. But maybe this match will turn it around. Let's get into it. Oh, I already used some Preds. Hey, let's get some Preds. Let's get you some Preds. Let's see. We did have Zero on the left in the lobby. Like in the match page. I'll keep that going. And I'm just going to go Dragons. Because this is starting.
2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Oh, Eevee caught Soul State typing. So Sunnyside coming to pick up the fray. Saw some early shots land. Despite Eevee almost catching Soul State a little flat-footed. Oh, he is able to find that opening pick, though. Swings back in. Picks up Muhiki long ways. That was the threat from the stairwell. And now the Dragons have moved in, on and right back off the high ground. Jumping down to try to pursue Leo, I believe. Shrimpy might have bit off more than they can chew. Open up a bit of a window for up top. Extinction Zero move right back up to secure this advantageous position. Still nobody has grabbed Cap here early in our series. Early in map 1, for that matter. How's your day with some great ult generation during that fight? Playing at an off angle here, trying to support Eevee's dive to the high ground. Sunnyside ends up off the edge. Didn't quite see how that one happened. Watch the roll through damage on Solsei. Now, Drippy, once again, failed in this fight. Oh, that was a nasty ult, which lands right on top of Muhiki, though. And now, the balance has swung the other way. The scales have shifted. And a couple of kills there in the feed. Crumb finding Leo should be the last straw, and it's just me clean up from here. Whoa, Crumb in trouble. Sunnyside just absolutely moved in to find their mark, hunting their prey. That looked like a panther and a gazelle. The panther had the ambush, Leo's got two. Sunnyside finding a great opener. I mean, just leveraged into another flip. Solsei is going to pick up more kills here on the back of this as Zero get control of the point. Crumb falls late. And this is just going to be more and more percentage building up here for Extinction Zero. We are looking at an overclock to start this off with, but one of the actual best tools against an overclock is a rally. I mean, you get that shield up, all the healing. Can be tough to quickly follow up on good headshots. Perhaps comboing it with the nades. I don't know. Or the mines. Maybe he does find Juzu with those. Looks like Crumb was able to boop them into those mines. Comes through with a kill on Leo as well. Crumb with a spectacular fight. Gets 2 picks. No OC necessary. GP helping out in a little bit of a duel. Here comes the cavalry. They're going to run off Solsei on the Tracer. Ooh, even forget the pick. Yep, hey, get out of the window.
This ends now.
There's that OC from Drapey. Try to open this back up. And we did get a quick flip. We do see the rally in play. Able to fend off the OC. Now the Soundbreaker engaging. Maybe he's able to use that. The second stage of this fight going in favor of Dhill Dragons. A beautiful shot from How's Your Day on the flick. Trying to keep Drapey alive, even with Juzu in their face. Oop, get the self-Suzu on the ground. Leave the break. Oh, here comes Juzu chasing. Bit off more than they can Juzu. That's a free dad joke for you. Nice 2-piece to start it off. Hazard 8 does have the Kitsune rush into this. And everybody getting involved in the kill feed. Dragons with all the tools they need. Open up strong here on Gardens. Natakat will clean up Solsei. And that's round 1.
Score 0.
Bread Goat indeed.
Ready for battle.
Bread of Super Shy fame. High ground position out of Dragons. Zero's kind of by default rotating towards stair side. I mean, they do have Leo on the Diva. You kind of can just go back and forth and really maximize control there of center pillar. So it makes sense, kind of slowly working around clockwise around the map. Sunnyside's pushed past stairs into more in their main area. Into Dragon's main entrance. So pretty much we have flipped the map at this point, and lamp used, and here comes Extinction Zero trying to push forward. End up kind of cutting the angle off over the middle. Sunnyside's able to pick up 2 through that fight. I believe Soulset got 1 in the mix as well. It's just EV left. What on earth? I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. Soulset? Soulset? Once again, we see Extinction Zero trying to solidify stairs. They are going to drop a Ant Matrix in that regard. Quick disengage out of Dragons, but there's Sunnyside in pursuit. A beautiful shot finds Nakata. This will get percentage up to about 50 and counting.
Wow, you fell far.
I haven't slept properly in 2 weeks. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Whose bed are you in? Maybe he's gonna swap off the wrecking ball. Now gonna play the Winston into the Diva. 5-player sound barrier in from Crumb. Nadakato played in from stair side, able to pick up Juzu. Sunnyside looking to fin this off as the sound barrier fades. Good shot. Maybe he's gone. Has Dreepy locked in. Ooh, was anticipating the cutback. Maybe over-anticipating. Slides away for the Mega with the Continuing Rush on point here from Dhill Dragons. 90% on the board now from Extinction Zero. Leos and Sunnyside both in need of health. Miki prioritizing the Diva through that exchange. Dreepy looping around. Catches a couple of low health bars, but can't quite land the shot. Wanted Sunnyside. Loops around, gets a headshot. Sunnyside low. Follow a body shot from the rail to it. Bit of pursuit on the outside, but great peel there from Crumb. Really helps out in keeping Leo at bay. Overtime going. Maybe he's able to find Juzu. Second time Juzu's died in this fight. Ant Matrix on the high ground. Here from he can try to hold this. Diving down on Sunnyside. Gets the virus. But Suzu is in and EV has returned. Oh, but Muhiki fighting a kill on a Chrome. We'll take the Sunbarrier out of this fight. Nadakato was able to finish off Leo before they get back in mech. You do still have both of these pesky DPS here alongside the Brig. It's getting a little bit messy, and Eevee's going to have to investigate Primal Rage to keep this very extended overtime going. This overtime is going for so long. One slip up, and that yellow bar would have vanished in a heartbeat. But, you know, Dragons stay the course. No silly mistakes in the middle. They hold on to that point through a very, very long overtime to finally get the flip. Leo trying to poke up to the high ground. Got stuck by the adhesive siphon. I believe that's what that one's called. The disruptor shot. Sticky disruptor. Rally out of Extinction Zero. Trying to push back into the sound barrier. Eevee's low has got to be careful that stairwell. A lot of damage being poured through. Sunnyside sitting on the back of a rally. He's kind of fearlessly marching behind that shield. Well, deviates course. Goes to take his 1v2 where Drippy's got an OC and Chrome has the finish. Looks like Leo's going to find themselves in a similar situation. With the Kitsune Rush now invested from How's Your Day. There we go. Give me some How's Your Day pop. Captain of the team will bail out Dragons and send this to a 99-99 fight. Take City Center, or determine City Center. Yep. It'd be a shame if there were 0 Dhill to go around. I'm gonna drop it in from a high ground position. Let's look at this. Good kite. Oh, but Amy just sticks her head off a corner just the wrong time where Mohiki finds it with an Ant Matrix shot. Nakato's able to keep the dragons in this fight. Oh, but Sunnyside finding that kill is huge. And Solsei will eventually pick up their counterpart. We do get the flip, 99-99. Crumb picked off from the top. Edie has returned. 0 managed to get the flip, but dragons are keeping this fight going with a primal rage. GP goes over to a Sombra to try to make it back onto this point. Sunnyside's OC will finish off the Winston, and Dreepy does not make it back to the objective in time. We're headed to round 3.
Score 1-1. Ready for battle.
Capitology in chat says Mohiki Nation. Appreciate you being here, coach. Hey, I'm proud I can still do that at my age, PDK. All right? Y'all remember to stretch. Stretching is good.
1,
Your future self will thank you.
3. Capture the objective.
Aggressive push. Just run right through hallway. Go face to face there with Evie, who's now on an Orisa. That was just pure WM1 out of Extinction Zero. They're kind of able to claim the entirety of the point, but no kills on the back pit. High ground position. Oh, as I say that, Nanakather gets clipped. Trying, I think, flank down that stairwell side. The rest of Dragons had kind of fallen back to their own side of the map. A little bit of a 2-2 split from them at the moment. Good jab lands onto Crumb, and Solsei will find the finish. This is looking like the beginning of the end for Dragons in this first fight for University. Natakato and Crumb will move to take high ground. Trying to build up towards Hazarday's Kitsune Rush, but we do have this Ant Matrix in play. Mohiki immediately throwing that out. And Sunnyside happy to sit back here with some gorgeous sight lines across this entrance area, across the bookshelves. But with the double damage bay window gone, Hazarday has managed to build up the rest of this Kitsune Rush, and here comes the Dragons back on the assault. Taking care of the lamp immediately. Sunnyside's the target, but able to avoid the spear. And still getting jab spin across the hallway. Natakato with the backline, meanwhile, has found 3. Good bit of damage on to the 4th. Dragons get control of the objective. Balding Soup, thank you for the follow. We also got Sham Wow and Raxu coming through with follows as well. Thank you all so much. Oh, that was a pretty enormous terror surge. Mohiki was not able to escape, and Mortality Field taken care of by Crumb. Good teamwork there to secure first pick onto the Baptiste. Leo trying to answer. Juice is able to find Dreepy. As soon as the pull-in happened, the rally was pulled. Natakato trying to cut through that. Soundbarrier had been invested as well, but that has faded. Juicy will eventually be felled by the katana of Natakato. But that was a interesting interaction with the blink and the jab. It looked like it hit, but also didn't hit. Like it was stuck on the target, but there was no force, and I don't think Solsei took damage. Anyway. Capri-Sun lost a 15-inch juice pouch that sold out instantly. Like, for real? That's a huge juice pouch. A 1 foot, bigger than 1 foot juice pouch? Ant Matrix up from Mohiki. Has had good luck with these. Not really catching anybody from Dragons flat-footed this time. They're a little more prepared for it, I feel like. Also, I mean, there's a lot of room for cover. Didn't have the greatest sightlines. How's your day? Once again, it will respawn with this Kitsune Rush, staying kind of perfectly in tune with that Ant Matrix. This counterpunch worked brilliantly before, but good push and pull here from Extinction Zero. Now it's looking like their turn to go, but with what tools do they have to push in? You're running into an EV Terra Surge. Extinction Zero need to get this done in the neutral, and they're running out of time. 90% on the board here. There comes that Terra Surge. EV's able to pick up a kill with that, but will fall. Soundmaker tossed in from Crumb. What do you get with it? Nothing. Really a good job. Good disengage and kind of fending out. Oh, but I have to say that at the tail end, he was isolated. I believe that was in a hallway. Rally and play from Jizu. Solsei close to a blade as the flip comes through. Crumb was looking for a touch, but Jizu knew you were there. Solsei will pull out the blade. No Natakata to worry about. Obviously, Sunnyside had that under control. Solsei with the intimidation blade stood there looking menacing. Oh, have a good sleep, Spectre, and I hope you get some rest. And if I don't see you, have a wonderful, safe trip to Jamaica. Have fun. Stay safe.
This ends now.
A leaping overclock slide is get onto the point. Got one shot on the Crumb, but the heals were there. House Ray was a little late to the considering rush here for this counterpunch this time. So it's kind of stand around and wait. There's a blade that's used to push back in. Terror Surge got some damage done, but no kills just yet. Leo does eventually find Drapey, with the bulk of that damage being inflicted by the ultimate. But Amy's able to hunt down that pick. Natakata protecting the chokes. Would have loved to have got Jizu on the way out. 90-99 fight as Jizu flies in to keep the yellow bar active. Goes to join Solsei on the stairs. Solsei blinks out and in. Sunnyside's killed on the approach and Jizu is low. Soundbarrier in play and Dreepy's already picked up one with their overclock. Return of Leo on the Doomfist. I mean, at least gets one pick. I don't see much else going in their favor though. Dragons will take map 1. Your 4 and 5 team start out on top. On top.
Play of the game.
Circuit pick out of Extinction Zero. Dragon staying on the attack. You want some more Mohiki Glaze? We'll see. We'll see what happens when we look at these stats. Let's wait for this ban to come through first. It's actually a bat ban from Extinction Zero. Funny enough. Mohiki's so powerful, even their own team couldn't handle the aura. That feels like it's been about like 2 minutes. Not quite. Close. How about some stats? Well, I mean, an absolute bloodbath. Holy cow. Eevee comes out 41 and 5 there for the Dragons. Woo. Woo. Half the deaths of that of Leo on the other side. I mean, granted, some of that is just, Diva, but still. Also top damage. Most E-limbs, fewest deaths, top damage. Yeah, great map for Eevee. Can't argue with any of that. Can't argue with any of that. I need to glaze Mohiki more. We're working on it. Mohiki 16 and 11. Despite some good windows, I mean, just let me rephrase this. Despite, having the third most damage of the supports in the lobby, I thought I had some fantastic windows. Great opening picks at least once or twice. Okay, I'm memeing a bit. I'm memeing. Don't take me too seriously. Time for some Circuit Royale. What a wild card map this has turned out to be. Let's see what our friends want to play. Let's get into it. Oh, I owe you a ban. What was the Dragon's ban? It was the Diva ban. Diva ban in from Dragons. Excited for ball says Muhiki is the best Overwatch player ever. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're getting some proper Muhiki glaze. First corner Ramatra hold is kind of become the standard, kind of the default. I'm surprised when we don't see the close Ramatra hold on circuit. A little bit of a dangerous position from Solsei. Might have to spend a dash to get out of here, so it leaves you with a few options. Yeah. Fortunately for them, Juzu's able to pick up Eevee. So the rest of the team a little distracted, not able to follow up on that kill. Solsei ends up getting out in one piece and stays alive long enough to come put a 2 in the kill feed. Now gets a gold star, goes and touches the spawn door with the Wakasashi. Muhiki is literally the best. Of any Juno player, Muhiki is the best. Great Vortex, yeah, gonna find Drapey with the Nemesis punches through. That was nasty. What a raid there from Leo. And definitely feel we're, Extinction Zero have kind of forced this tank matchup into far more of a comfortable matchup for Leo. I'm starting to see it a little bit there. So about 2 minutes to go. Solsei still marking Nadakato, marking this flank. Is not giving this balcony up for free by any step of the imagination. Forcing Nadakato to 5-4. Solsei does have both those cooldowns to get away. Orbital Ray thrown over the top, and Leo's going to push forward. Picks up Drapey with another great Vortex. Even had an Annihilation, shoot they choose. But, you know, Muhiki's killing everybody. So, no need to pop that ultimate. There we go. Am I doing it right? We did get the swap from Eevee onto the Orisa the fight before last. I guess last fight, before that previous fight. Defense, I mean, kind of winning in the ult race on all fronts, but Crumb does have this orbital to work with. Fine, Sunnyside with the torpedoes and some, you know, good old-fashioned primary fire. Rally and Blade has been popped from the defense. Rally getting chased by Eevee at the moment. Actually pulls in Solsei's Blade with it too, but Solsei had already grabbed a kill onto the Ana. Manages to avoid the slam down from Eevee's Terror Surge. Not a Kata low, just hiding in a corner somewhere. 45 seconds to go, and Dragons have barely even approached the first quarter. Does not land the sleep or the nade for that matter. That might have gotten no, just missed. Just missed the nade. Bit of a kidnap onto Leo. Oh, and that's the huge pick the Dragons have been waiting for. I've been fighting for that one for nearly 4 minutes. Finally, Leo oversteps just enough for Eevee to kind of kidnap and control. The sleep out of the ultimate. All right, how's your day? All right. Making sure there's no, you know, they're not going to fall. You know that bowler shot was aimed right at the Ana. I know I would have. You still have this orbital to worry about. Dreepy will find the pick on a Muhiki. Did that cancel? Yeah, that 100% canceled the orbital ray. And Dragons with a much needed fresh air, breath of fresh air, and much needed momentum. And the orbital jacks will result in a point on the board, breathing room, and a sigh of relief from Dragons. Good old-fashioned nano blade incoming. Sunnyside can't get high in the air enough. Actually, how's your day against the final blow? I'm not even sure that sword swipe landed, but it would have. That was definitely within range. Both tanks very low. Eevee, because of such, is not going to pursue inside. I think if he's hit full health, they'd go chasing after Leo with that Terror Surge. As such, playing judiciously on this corner. Solsei leaps in onto the point, yanked in by that aforementioned ultimate that has one of their own. Druzy able to get the nano out before falling back into respawn. Solsei give it chase, able to deflect the sleep dart. Gets one good slash and a follow-up onto Crumb. Leo able to control the front line while all that's happening. Solsei ends up with a nice 3-piece. 75 seconds remain. Go back. Look at Sunnyside. Yeah, had the high ground, Anakin. Fortunately, couldn't connect with the shot. Unfortunately for the defense. Natakata moves in, finds a quick 2-piece, opening this one up. Looks like on the back of a good spear. At least that kill on the Solsei. I think he's so good, not afraid to sell a little bit for the cinema on stream, for the content. Now has an orbital. It's all the mind games. Returns with an orbital with 20 seconds to go. Solsei with a great pick, genuinely. He does eat a sleep dart, but Leo's right there to pick up the slack. Sunnyside's going to help him finishing off How's Your Day, and the Annihilation is going to be trouble. The orbital is perfect. Literally the best. The absolute best orbital ray I have ever seen.
Score 0-1.
Veta, thank you for the follow.
Initiating match.
Honestly, Dragons did good to get as far as they did. That was, I mean, with like 15 seconds remaining, looking like a, not just a first point hold, but a first corner hold. Leo got a little big for their britches. Overstepped just enough. And gifted Dragons a point on the board. Feeling generous. That's just how confident they are in Muhiki. They know they're going to win the tank trades here out. All right, Eevee does eventually roll out on a Ramatra. Oh, I missed the opening shot. I didn't hear one. I don't think there was one to be had. I didn't hear a jump shot. Could be wrong. Once again, the risky position. I mean, I guess it's worth the risk to not allow free access to this high ground. Oh, beautiful deflect. Well, you caught one of Sunnyside's bolts there, maybe? Or a shot from Juzu, I think is actually what I was seeing. But because they have control of that position, this definitely is what enables Eevee to be able to stand and hold this front corner, what enables the Ramatra in general. You can see Natakata has been forced back. Juzu now with that position. What a strong position for Nata to be in. Catches Natakata, 2 shots later. That's a long distance sleep dart Woo! No escape for Drippy on that. Juzu hits these. The long range nade. Soulsay moves in to follow up. Finds how's your day. And that's why Nadakato, plays that high risk move as soon as you get over that balcony. This entire street goes the way of Extinction Zero. Nadakato gets stuck out behind, way away from any kind of cover. Way behind where they should have been. And it looks like the cap might just come from the back. Eevee is going to try to touch, but is literally running into a 1v5. Pops the Nemesis, is able to stay alive. Torpedo hits. Nadakato returns. Dreepy with 1 health tried to get the bullet shot, but it never left the wrist cannon. Cleanup is good there for Extinction Zero. Shoot, I didn't check stats like between attack and defense. I don't feel like Extinction Zero have died. I'm sorry, Maddie. I didn't think to tell you. I used it all for grilled cheeses. I'm sorry. I came in and used all of your butter to make grilled cheeses. I mean, fair response from Sided Furball as well. Thought Juzu might try to open up with a nano to try to push in here. Didn't need it. Just land a good nade. That's all it takes. This is gonna be an explosive retake, and clearly Extinction Zero do not want to allow Dragon's room to set up for these ultimates. They're trying to keep him pressed back, but it does mean they're basically taking a 4v5 as they have to leave one on cart. The sleeper's gonna land. No nade to follow it up. Leo pops the Annihilation, drops it back down. Blade has been pulled from Soulsay. The nano's been invested as well. Nice little slash and dash to finish off. How's your day? Back on the point. Nadakato has a similar threat. And he's able to get one. Drapey's able to find a kill before going down to Juzu. The dash through, Nadakato picks it up. It's a Genji duel on point for the dub. Soulsay wins it out. Yeah, it's this final Nano Blade. Oh, no, it's the defensive Nano Blade. Yeah, great deflect. Well-timed deflect to predict the sleep dart. Knew they hadn't used it yet, and by the time they got that close, that was the best opportunity. It was most likely to see it. It was just well-timed. Well-timed. Really, really limit testing that blade. Getting the max out of that deflect and then going and cancel and getting the dash finish onto the Juno. A well-earned tying map there for Extinction Zero. So King's Row pick out of the Dragons. What do you ban? Going Kings, do you ban the Ramatra and try to force the Orisa matchup? That would be my guess. There also could be a support ban. I suppose you could target. Can you try to target Soulsay or Sunnyside? I don't think so. We'll take a look at the stats, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, okay, so this is gonna be a backline ban. They're gonna go for the break ban. Try to take the break Juno out of the equation. Think they had a better matchup and a little faster. Play the Lucio Kiri perhaps. To stronger abilities what they're betting on. We are going to get a side swap, so Extinction Zero will start on the attack, meaning this ban of Brig belongs on the left-hand side. Look at some stats from map 2. Eevee's still leading the damage, leading the lobby in damage, but not in elims this time around, or fewest deaths for that matter. So we'll say we'll take both of those honors. 26 and 3 there in the Genji. All right, let's go take a look at our second ban. Winton. Winton banned out there from 0. No Winton on King's Row. Let's get into it.
Ready for battle.
What's going on in match chat? Right?
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective
Thank you, Ewan.
A. I always deliver.
Oh, almost got the double directs onto Drapey. Drapey escapes with about 55 health or so. So in lieu of the Brick Juno getting banned out, it is Leo going to the Orisa. So not trying to pull the Ramatra in with the Lucio carry. Obviously, we're seeing far more mobile composition. Is Eevee and Dragon leaning into this Lucio carry heavily with the highly mobile hazard comp. The fairly conventional DPS line at this point, kind of getting punished at the moment. Natakado way in on the other side of the objective. 4v3 favoring this defense at the moment. No, excuse me, favoring the attackers. Eevee trying to leap away. Okay, we'll use the violent leap to get out. Time for re-engage. Do they want to try to push it? Does not look like it. Ooh, actually? Okay, no. What a time to pause. Okay, so we do get the contested dasher from Natakado. Maybe able to leap across, both of which look like they're just taking an extraordinary amount of fire here, though. On his side, gets the ball, shot lands it square on the 80, able to pull a couple in with it, and that explosion will take care of the tank. And straight it out, once again, player advantage. 4v3 from the attackers now exacerbated into a point cap. 4.8 million points. Much faster ult charge, I will say, from the defense. They're roaring back to reclaim the Streets of Kings. Well, Sunnyside had a great angle through that hallway. Full rotation. Speaking of hallways. Considering rush, that's a perfect position. Throw it right on top. Yep, we're going to drop down and use it. Attackers are getting close to matching a lot of these ultimates, as now we get the Terrorists sort of in the middle, and Drapey never getting a chance to invest their own ult. Juzu throws in a much later sound barrier, able to kind of hold on to that for a beat, and it looked like that downpour got canceled. I saw it go up, but did not see it come down. I believe it was canceled by an energy jab there out of Leo. Zero win yet another one. Muhiki was about to step up and kill 5, but decided to let the rest of their team have a little bit of fun here. Give Solsei a minute to build up this blade. Solsei is able to kind of deflect through the explosion damage of the bolo shot. I didn't know that would work, to be honest. That's kind of cool. So the bolo shot stuck, and the deflect denied any damage from the bolo shot. Solsei with a fantastic fight. Pretty much just kills everyone. Beautiful blade. Doesn't need any more than that. Muhiki's faith in Solsei was rewarded. Now, of course, Muhiki has a massive Kitsune Rush advantage after being down actually Rush in the first fight. After giving the edge to How's Your Day for the first round. It's just going to throw this one away. Doesn't need it. You know, Muhiki's just that much aura. Does not need a Kitsune Rush here to cap out King Throw. Leo now with Terror. Oh, that was a beautiful shot. I thought Dreepy ate that second take aim. Kitsune Rush now invested from How's Your Day. Actually looks to go right towards the tanks. Sunnyside's going to land a big bolo shot, comboed him with the Terror Surge, though. And you know what? Once again, Muhiki's faith somewhat rewarded. Dreepy tried to make a liar out of him, though. Sound barrier from Crumb was looking like a 3v4 at the back of the point. Juzu ran off 3% away from beat. Now watching the timer. Dreepy and Dragons will hold the line. You know, Dragons have to be clocking. They use their sound barrier, and, well, Zero did not. Juzu could just choose to drop this. Got to be careful of a spear. That's about it. Perhaps the overclock if it chooses to come in. You know, overclock just lives where overclock lives. You know, overclock does what it does. Maybe with Terror Surge. Could try to initiate a combo there alongside Dreepy. Dreepy's able to pick up what? Juicy does get that beat down. Only hits 3 with it though. Solsei's going to combo. Pulls out the katana. Zuzu used to keep Dreepy alive. They're able to slide away. Pop the OC. Now Nadakato has their own Dragon Blade in response. But Muhiki decides they actually want to use the Kitsune Rush in this fight. And Leo's able to use that, leverage that into a pair of kills. Muhiki wins these. Takes down Nadakato in the duel. Leo comes up with their third in the fight. Nadakato will swap back to a Venture, try to get this clock below that precious 1 minute mark. Kitsune Rush in response. How's Your Day? He's going to escort the rest of the team out for this retake. Bolo shot thrown into the middle of it. Does hit Eevee. Eevee's still has both cooldowns to work with, though. Popping both of those immediately as we go into their POV. Terror Surge, dash through. Will be the end of that take. Dragon's not able to get that time bank below 1 minute.
Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
Leo with only 1 death. Muhiki with only 1 death. I almost got around that corner in a blind move.
Ready for battle.
I actually really like the top down on Kings. Alright, Leo on Orisa playing Statue. Looks to be just Sunnyside. Excuse me, that is just Muhiki holding high ground. Leo has moved through house to join them up top.
1. Attackers incoming.
Crum and Nadakato push through alley. Go take some high ground. It sounds like Dreepy is moving their way up that direction underneath the camera because Crum and Nadakato will push across. Evie tries to go through the hotel. Ends up getting themselves body blocked as Leo just stands in front of the door and says, absolutely not. There's no vacancy here.
Hey, under my protection.
Narwhal says Mohiki next to UV. What's up, Lars? I'm sorry your sleep schedule's cooked, but I'm happy to see you. I appreciate you being here. Same with Duck. Tied at 1 apiece. I mean, Extinction Zero, I think, would be your favorites coming into this one, Duck, but it has been a really close match so far. On their second attempt in this attack, Nadakato and company will find Solsei isolated. Caught them in a, looked like a 2v1 up top. Maybe even a 3v1. I believe Nadakato was involved in that as well. Ooh, got the triple on to Juzu. Juzu trying to back away. Mohiki with a fast Kitsune rush. Just a beat ahead of How's Your Day, but it's not enough to save their teammates. They're just going to have to back away from this one. With such late kills, particularly onto Leo. Which we will get no contest there. You trying to make good on that wall. It was a well-placed wall. Got pretty good value out of it. Drippy invested in a long-range bolo shot to pick up a kill on the sunny side. What a great angle. EV low. Crumb with the sound barrier. Able to save easy. AV as they move through the window back into the safety on the other side. So sound barrier ended up just kind of keeping... Oh, we got another pause come through. Ends up just kind of keeping the Dragons at bay. No, neither team able to really find a kill on it. Kinds of just being both teams go back to their respective corners. Crumb saying 400 MS. Oh, that's a nasty ping. Oh, manually. Appreciate you being here. Maybe trying to catch somebody in that downpour, but everybody's able to just kind of skedaddle away. Still, the follow-up on a Mohiki is good, and despite, you know, a little bit of trades coming through, Zero are not able to find enough. Oh, I say that. Now they are. Now they are. Oh, my. Solsei with a quick dash through, and the 2v4. One out here from Solsei and Extinction Zero. Solsei full of confidence after, I mean, we saw the huge clutch on the back of Circuit Royale. Solsei was the last one alive and able to win the 1v1 against Nadakato to push the cart over the line and claim the dub in Circuit. And pulls a blade out there in a 2v4 with nothing else to support it. And once again, clutches out a losing fight. Kitsune rush. Hey, ends up with a trade onto your Freyas. And Zero having to invest to get that trade. So I guess that somewhat goes in the way of Dragons. Nadakato finds a pick. We're going to get an offensive Kitsune rush from How's Your Day. Kind of angled back towards the cart. Nadakato chasing, that's Leo back into the corner, into the alley. But Crumb has already paid for that folly. Chaku says, come to the land. Is that why everybody's in Estonia? Is that for a LAN? Woo. Bit of a Lucio Genji battle going on the top side. Mismatch created by Dragons, but you know what? Dreepy shows up with the bolo shot, the ace in the hole. Or should I say, ace in the soul. And Extinction Zero gets dropped. That was a freebie for you. No dad joke redemption required. Mohiki just continues to collect dubs. Leo continues to invest ultimates and losing fights. Was able to trade. I'm able to get the camera stuck on a rooftop. Evie just caught that javelin square in the teeth. Defense somehow able to stabilize on that. That's 3 of 4 support ults invested in. Juzu will eventually invest the 4th. Dragons picked up 3 kills before the beat hit the ground. 2, I guess, before the beat hit the ground. 1 after. Hey, you know what? Going first seems to pay off in this one. We're going to get 2 points on the board here for Dragons. They're going to have 2:30 to work with heading into the Forge, roughly. Both blades getting pulled. Solsei back into the alley. Oh, beautiful. The flat catches Sunny's side. Neeby's able to put an end to Solsei's. The trade favors the attacking team here. Leo kind of stuck in an awkward spot back up at mini. Is able to kind of pop, look like pop jab spin and get back down into the corner. Now just holding down cart. Hey, you're able to get a trade on the Crow. I mean, on a die on cart call. Now Terror Surge being popped. A lot of cooldowns used from Dragons just to get back to safety. But get back to safety they shall. We'll have a Kitsune Rush to come back into this with. About 20% ahead of Muhiki's ult charge. Insert some glaze here. Bullet shot didn't quite land. Dhill and Kitsune rushes over the point. How's your day in Dragons? Kind of waiting to go second in that Kitsune Rush exchange. They do have the sound barrier to match as well. Leo already picked off a good start. High ground control here from Dragons. They have 35 seconds to get this card across the line. And they still haven't dealt with Solsei. Solsei looking for another clutch. Able to survive for a bit. Gets the cart down to, clock down to 25 seconds. Dragons have to keep the pressure on. Either that or it's play for a draw. And with an opening pick on to Dreepy from Sunnyside. Looks like it's going to be the latter. Now it's just playing to not lose. Sound barrier in. Dragons, they will get the touch. Juzu has the response. He at half health. He's taking pressure from all sides. Has to leap out. It's just not a cut of the whole card for a moment. Crumb is already down. Nobody else to get this touch in. Juzu is popped by some take aim bolts, but it was Sunnyside who had the ultimate into the fight. Sunnyside looping around on the flex. Juzu kind of moves up to the high ground. The Terror Surge is cleaned off the point. And Extinction Zero will hold here on King's Row. No extras needed. They take the lead 2-1. We'll move up to match point.
Play of the game.
That was a super clean blade. Quite crispy. All right. So after winning map 1, Dhill Dragons have dropped the last 2. Taking this now to Runasapi to see if they can force this map 5. Makes sense if they want to stay in the kind of in that hazard look, and they are going to ban the other pairing of that Brig Juno comp. So Dragons, I think, want to keep in the Lucio carry and want to keep the hazard going. It would make sense with a Runasapi pick as well. That all seems to make be reasonable at the very least. Oh, we are going to get a side swap. Some stats from map 3. Muhiki once again with fewest deaths in the lobby. shared with Leo. Leo, this time with most E-limps. And most damage, for that matter. Really kind of taking over in that one. 38 and 4. Solsei still, I mean, another spectacular match. Still leading the DPS as far as E-limps are concerned. Yeah, I mean, with that beautiful blade, you can see why. Oh, God, that was clean. This DPS lineup, super powerful. Super powerful DPS lineup. This whole team seems to be very damage output, like heavy damage output kind of a team. And we know Extinction Zero are not afraid to get in the face of the dragons. A couple of blitzkrieg maneuvers where they just full send. We've seen that happen on a few occasions. Now, less so on Kings than we saw on the other two maps before the Brig Band came through. Let's get into it. It's time for map 4.
Ready for battle.
Oh, Payne says look at other matches. Oh,
4, 3.
we get an id control.
Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Ooh, a lot of 3-0s. A lot of 3-0s. In control, able to get a 3-0 over Helios. And Artemis. Artemis, the 3-0 over alternate. That's the one we're looking for. Excuse me. That's the one. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? That's what we're looking for. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Artemis with a big 3-0 over alternate. That is enormous. Whoa. Sorry, I got my team skis for a split second. Apologies, Payne. Apologies. My brain does silly things. First fight going over to Extinction Zero here in the recent comp. Once again, are going to avoid the Ramasha in lieu of no Brick Juno. But Eevee and company are not playing the Hazard here. Are opting to kind of match the Orisa. And we end up in mostly a mirror with the exception of the Sojourn versus the Freya. A little bit of tiny Overwatch going on inside the clothing store, but despite Dragons fighting First Blood, they're going to lose Eevee through that, and Heiki, I mean, as you have come to expect, does build up first Kitsune Rush. This is looking like a 2-minute cap. 2 fight wins in a row. Nadakado's trying to get the touch. Ooh, got boot back. Does actually manage to get the touch in, and we got a Kitsune Rush thrown on to this point. Crumb dancing around at half health. Oh, and the C9 on the point as Nadakado was going to get picked off anyway. Sound barriers come in, but not until it's a 5v3. 0 favored. Shots looking to find Hydra Day. Rotates around the corner. How's she able to avoid the spear? Leo might have overstepped their bounds. They have, in fact. Will get punished. Oh, Soulsei Blade gets denied. And what a great turnaround. A much needed fight win there for Dragons. After essentially, like, kind of losing 2.5. And I'd say they lost the first half of the previous fight, but they're able to swing it back after that overstep from Leo. But first real fight win here, and able to shut down Soulsei's Blade, and you know, as they're doing it. allowing Natakado to have a distinct advantage. That was a huge spear. Dreepy's able to find Sunnyside. Whoop, Mohiki ends up with no cooldowns that time. Juzu gets popped. I don't know how Crumb ends up dead. Yeah, Crumb just ends up off the side somehow. But we do get a checkpoint pickup here, even with kills coming through for 0. I mean, Dragons fans are happy with that. Essentially a losing fight, but you still manage to get all the way to the checkpoint and get the close spawns underneath you. And, I mean, get very close in meterage, but, you know, you get that 10-second delay. Most importantly, you get that big 10-second delay out of the way. That's could equal to just a fight you don't have to take. But Terra Surge here, things are certainly starting off in Zero's favor. Natakado's able to pick up Soul Say, and Eevee responds with a kill on a Muhiki. With a Kitsune Rush here to kind of help Dragon swing this fight. And, I mean, it's messy. And it's bloody. But they will pull it out in the end. Dreepy with a 4-piece during that exchange. Yeah, I feel bad. I got the teams backwards for a moment there, Payne. I genuinely feel bad. That is a huge dub. What an amazing upset. Artemis has looked so nasty. I've been saying it all season. Artemis is definitely a team to watch out for. I think I was talking about it before this very match, before this stream. Or at the beginning of this stream. Soundbayer thrown in from Crumb. Juzu has a response, both hitting everybody on the team. Leo's gonna try. Okay, I was gonna say that's a dangerous move, trying to push up that hill in that moment. I mean, Eevee was hoping they'd moved all the way up, but the call came through. Even perhaps a little anxious if they just waited just another beat for Leo to get, you know, further up the hill. Perhaps Eevee finds entrance into the backline with that Terra Surge. Not near as much peel. As it stands, gonna try to make another move for it. Running down the hill this time, just get face to face. Oh! Caught Juzu, kind of dancing around at the top of the jump pad. Blade's gonna finish off what remained of Dreepy's health. But Dreepy did find 2 kills before that happened, so once again, this fight's kind of broken. This one will go the way of 0. An 18-meter lead being precociously held on to, which I'm trying to say. Muki does have the late response on the sound barrier. Dreepy's trying to fire into it with this OC. And they're the only DPS left. You got a fortified Orisa in your face. But the sound barrier comes through in time to bail everybody out from what was an enormous amount of damage. Still, it ends up being a disengaged sound barrier. It's just used to get everybody else alive and give Dhill Dragons a chance to try to set up for another re-engage on this corner. But one where you're running into a couple ultimates on the other side, including Juzu getting very close to a beat of their own. There's the push in from Eevee, trying to build it towards the rest of that Terra Surge. The Blade comes out first, sound barrier is down. Blade ends up just kind of being the threat enough to get the beat out. Eevee's able to pop Leo just as they turn the corner of the barricade, but Soul Say is picked up too. Soul Say has just looked so good. Effortless on the Genji here today. That small lead has been doubled here from 0. Minute 40 left. Terra Surge in. Suzu was a touch early. We didn't get a Kitsune Rush invested, and this is not clean. Drapey is able to find the picks at the end needed. Man, Sunnyside made it painful. She's trying to force Dragons inside the store. But Drapey peeks out with a great angle. He emerges back towards the checkpoint. They just need to leave it on some Drapey pop. You know, talk about how outstanding Solsei has been. I mean, Drapey has been, you know, at the core of multiple multi-kills here in this map. This fight being no exception. Now there's an overclock going into our next engagement.
30 seconds remaining.
And that, oops, sorry. And that cool checkpoint that we saw Dragons pick up so much earlier in the map now could actually come to fruition. As they will not have that hesitation. Could just push in to try to move to the second corner. But first, you gotta get past the courtyard. Leo's holding the court. Sunnyside playing deep with this ultimate. You're gonna get Natakata moving in. Looks like with Crumb through clothing. Unclear on the ladder. Chippy's going to open up with the OC. Once again, into a Muhiki Kitsune rush. Sunnyside has invested the ult, but took a shot out of Drapey. Not able to really pursue much further. OT is in play. Grum with a sound barrier. Oh, Sunnyside's going to fight Drapey. Grum just hanging on to this thing. Finally chooses to invest it in, but it looks to be too late. Juzu able to build up towards one of their own. Terra Surge Kitsune rush also thrown late in the fight. And I worry for the Dragons, it may be too little to swing this back. They're surrounded. Gunfire coming in from all sides. Extinction Zero, hang on to close it out here on Runasapi and take the 3-1 in the series. They'll move up to, what are they at? 6-3 now on the season. Dragons will drop to 4-6 after this tough loss. Let's get you some stats. What are we looking at? What stands out in the stat card? This DPS Sunnyside really stepping up on that one. That DPS slide from Extinction Zero just oh so powerful all day long. I think I would give Solsei player of the match. I mean, just had such clutch plays. You know, was never, I don't think was ever your damage leader. I think had most elims. Yes, did have most elims back on map 2. I mean, it was super close in damage. I mean, their whole team, you know, both DPS and the tank were all within 500 damage, 600 damage of each other. So, I mean, and that's actually like 540. It's not even 600. But I still think I'd give Solsei player of the match. I mean, that huge clutch that was to finish out Circuit Royale. You know, when the map ended into that slow-mo mode, you had Solsei winning out the 1v1 over Natakata, and you see 3 players from Dragons were just, I mean, a handful of meters away, or showing up and reinforcing, stabilizing on that point, and Solsei wins that fight in the very last second, and was the lone player standing from Extinction Zero to push that cart over the box of victory. What a clutch moment. I mean, and that was the most standout, but I felt like Solsei had so many moments like that throughout this series. Would definitely be my player of the match here tonight. Important win here for Extinction Zero. There you can see now moving up to 6-3, kind of separating themselves here from a bit of the throng of 8 and below. Extinction Zero pushing themselves just up just a little bit. Able to join Uni Acad and Midori here in your top 7.